Facebook page for specials and promotions. Nothing else compares to Donut Country. Open 24 hours.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
We're back here on the Coach's Show, and it is brought to you by Sir Pizza. They've got 3 Murfreesboro locations offering a huge selection of mouth-watering pizzas, sandwiches, pasta, and wings. Order your favorite online at sirpizzatn.com. They've got a cool app, too, you can check out. Blackman football victorious last night, 35-7 over the Smyrna Bulldogs, and a quick start by Blackman. We were just talking with Matt Williams about it. And another Matt Kriesky is here. Good morning, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for all that y'all do. Promoting these high school sports in Rutherford County and getting these kids' names and out there. So it was a great night at the Inferno last night. Preached all week about starting fast. We do that all the time. You always worry about coming off fall break, how you going to play.
Yeah.
Week off. Us as coaches don't like a week off. I thought we had 2 really good practices over fall break. Come back. I didn't think we started off the week well. I was a little concerned. Thought we finished out the week pretty good, and then last night, as a coach, I always worry. I'm thinking about every little thing, and I didn't think we were warmed up with the energy that we've had in the past, and the energy and the excitement. I don't know what it was. I don't know weather change or what. So I was really uptight. I was really, really worried, and I guess when we got up 21-0, I had a couple kids come up and laughing because they knew I was stressed out and said, "How you feeling now, Coach?" But yeah, kids did great. I thought defense played well. Really, really impressed with defense. Like you said, they gave the offense a short field a couple times. So when we get a short field like that, there's no excuse not to punch it in. Thought Javion had a great game. Was not mistaken. Is it 5 for 8? Was he 5 for 8?
I saw 5 for 7.
5 for 7.
Almost 180 yards.
Yep. 2 of those was to Brylan. Brylan's had the past 2 weeks has 2 really, really great games. What's special about him is he not only catches the ball, can make people miss and yards after catch, but his blocking makes him pretty special. You see his highlight film, not only his catches but also his open field blocking is too. Does well. So did a great job there. Sophomore Bryson Mitchell had a big catch. Really proud of him, and as a sophomore, he's coming along. He's not at this time of year. He's not playing like a sophomore anymore. So really, really impressed with him. And our offensive line. One of the things we stressed this past week was our pass pro. I thought the previous 2 games we didn't do a really good job pass pro, especially on down and distance long situations when we knew they were going to be blitzing. I thought we gave up some. We didn't do some things that we were doing earlier in the season. So we really spent some time over fall break and this week trying to fix that. And so we thought they did a good job picking up that, and our pass protection was better. We've got to continue to build off that as we move forward.
Wanted to make Brylan O'Doer our SRM Concrete Solid performer for you last night. He made the most of his 2 catches, 2 receptions, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is a stat builder, I guess, right there.
And it is, and we try all week. Every week to get the ball in his hands. We know that if he catches it, no matter where it is,
good things happen.
Yes, sir. He has an opportunity to score, and he showed that last night. And that's our entire receiving core with Brylan, Kari Dixon, Bryson Mitchell. Those guys that we have out there can catch the ball and score it at any time. It's a special group that we have this year, and we got to continue to get them the ball and give them the opportunity. Each and every week. You hate to say this, man, but losses teach you a lot of things, and I believe the one that we had this year really taught us a lot about some things that we need to do and the adjustments that we need to make. We got some really great kids, and sometimes us as coaches make the game harder than what it really is, and so that's losing a game really helps out at coaches and us as we prepare and plan. So you always hate to lose a game, but it really helped us as an offensive staff go back to the drawing board and get some things corrected that we needed to get corrected.
Man, I want to go back to something you said just a second ago about, couple of days you didn't have the greatest practices. There are some weeks that you go into a Friday night knowing that it's going to be an uphill battle just the way things went in a practice. But then there are some weeks where you go in and it could go one way or another and you are a little surprised. I mean, every week has got to be different.
It is. You're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. They've got a lot going on. We had ACT this week. So that a lot of the seniors were taking the ACT. We had other tests going on that day. So the entire schedule on that day was different. But and like I told them, we didn't have a good practice that Tuesday after the ACT, and I told them like everything's not going to be the same. Everything that you do in life is not going to be the same. You're gonna be throwing a curveball every now and then. How are you going to handle it? And that's my biggest thing with these guys. When something comes at you, how are you going to handle that situation? How are you going to be able to overcome that adversity? I said we had just a little thing as an ACT on Tuesday, and we didn't know how to handle to finish out the rest of the day after the testing and then come to practice. Little things like that you've got to figure out so when the big things occur that you're able to handle them and know how to attack adversity head on.
And I guess this is kind of the philosophy show or something for me, but you take those things and you apply them to life. I mean, you go to work, maybe things don't go well at work for your day, and had some deadlines to meet, and we're really just at it all day, and then you go home and you've got wife and kids at home or something, and they have to deal with that. It's just, how do you handle that? Yeah. And that's one thing that sport teaches.
Yeah. I try to tell them, after practice Tuesday, it's no different than us having a turnover in our offense and giving our defense a short field. How are we going to handle it? Are we going to start pointing fingers, or are we going to lay down? What are we going to do? We got to rise up to the occasion and hit it head on. And that's what I want to teach these guys, not only in the game of football, but the game of life. We got to hit things head on and overcome adversity. Like
parents who have to go to their son's football game and that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Matt Kriesky here with us this morning as we talk Blackman football. I want to talk about a few more of your kids in just a second, but so I don't forget, you won last night 35-7 over a Smyrna team that's full of tradition. They have possibility. I mean, you're talking about playing a team that could easily make the playoffs in this region. So, I mean, there were a lot of good things that happened for your team last night. Yeah,
Smyrna's a really good football team. Don't take anything away from the scoreboard. We were very fortunate of those turnovers and able to get up on them really quick. You could tell once they got settled, once things started going, that they made some plays on us. They've got some guys that can make plays. They play hard. They're a Coach Williams style football team. They're going to be a hard-nosed football team, gritty. Just the ball bounced our way last night, and we were very fortunate. We took advantage of it. And but Smyrna has a chance to make the playoffs in this league. They got to finish out the season, just like all of us. We're all not locked in. So we've got to take care of business the next 2 weeks, and these last 2 weeks are huge for everyone in the county.
You've got 2 region games left, one at home and next week on the road. We'll talk about that in just a second, but did want to mention a couple of other kids. You mentioned Javion's fine night. Jabari Kemp, 2 touchdown runs, and Bryson Mitchell also had big touchdown reception. So a big night for Javion passing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, our offensive stats, we don't, our rushing yards are not a lot, but again, we had short field. Jabari was able to punch in two really good runs, short runs. But we've got in the backfield, we got 3 guys that are carrying the ball now, doing a great job. Micah Nance, Jabari, and Daniel Smith. Those guys are in the backfield splitting carries, and so they're doing a really good job. And Jabari, we rotate them all equally, and fortunate Jabari was in there on those 2 plays, and he scored. Did a really good job lowering his head and getting in the end zone. And then Bryson, again, he's a sophomore, not playing like a sophomore now. Finally glad that he's kind of matured and grown, and so he's going to be special for us for the next 2 years.
And the fact that your defense played so well to give your offense the short field. I mean, that's complimentary football that you like to see as a football coach.
Our defense played lights out. The entire defense staff, they do a great job week in and week out. James Stewart had a great game. Really proud of him. Him and Trammell, two of our defensive linemen, did a really good job. We got our linebackers played exceptional. Bowles had a really good job. He's in on a couple key plays. And our secondary with AD did a great job. Trey Thornton, another one, a junior that's played really well for us this year. Really proud of him, how he's come along this year. So our entire defense, at all times, we have 11 guys flying the football, and they're just creating havoc, and they're fun to watch every play because they're jacked up and they're ready to go, and they love the game. They love playing for each other, and it's just they're a fun group to watch.
Next week on the road at Siegel. Siegel is one of those teams that still has the possibility. They've got some. They're kind of one of those teams that are backed up in the corner. They need a win over your team to make playoffs, and that's kind of a tough or a scary team to play, especially on the road.
Yeah. We go to Siegel. It'll be a great environment, and like I tell the kids, we're gonna get everyone's best shot because it's not over. Everybody from here on out is trying to make the playoffs week in and week out. It's basically a playoff game for us since fall break. Since we played Stewart's Creek, we felt like that every game's a playoff game. So we've got to prepare. Got to have a good week of practice. Be ready for Friday night, and and it'd be a huge game at Siegel.
Well, good luck in that one, Matt. Appreciate you coming in this morning. Congrats on the win. And I hope you had a good crowd last night too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad crowd. Bart Smith Field is always exciting and fun. They with the new lights and the video board, it makes a good atmosphere and a good Friday night for us.
Boy, it's just, if you haven't been to a high school football game in the last 5 years, you're missing out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
changed a lot.
Yep.
It really has. All right, appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you.
And that's Matt Kriesky joining us talking Blackman football on the Coach's Show, brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.